Okay, I think I'm about ready to start. Got my notes right here. It's kind of hard to keep this whole story straight. I mean, you gotta try to confuse them a bit, but you also have to try to make it sound semi-plausible. It's tricky. But yeah, so I think I'm ready to start, and let's get some money out of these marks. I mean viewers. Anyways, let's. Oh wait, the mic was on. The mic's been on the whole time. Oh dear. Well, hello everybody. It is I, Argent, and I'm here for some straight talk, guys. You see, last year YouTube ad revenue collapsed. It went from being about 3% of my income to 2% of my income. And I rely on that money every year to pay bills. Now, people might say, but Argent, you work at a company and they withhold your income taxes so you don't have to pay them. But that's not true. That's a lie that's put out by the Canadian government. It's a lie. It's a fiction. The truth is, in Canada, you have to pay income taxes every quarter, and it's the same amount of money every quarter. You have to pay your full year's income taxes every quarter, and my marginal income tax rate is 25%, so I pay that every quarter, so 100% of my income goes to taxes. So, like, this year I'm having to pay, this month I'm having to pay like $30,000. And so you might be saying, but Arjun, if a quarter of your income is $30,000, doesn't that mean you're making like $120,000 a year? That is not true. I don't know what kind of detractors are saying that, but yeah, so YouTube is not making enough money anymore. So that's part of the issue, is I'm not making enough money to pay my bills. The other issue is people were very generous last year and they gave me a bunch of money. The issue is when you give me a bunch of money, I have to pay taxes on that money. So I have to pay taxes on the money that you gave me, so that increased my tax bill. And I've actually have to pay more money because of the way taxes are collected in Canada than what you gave me. So good job, everybody. Good job fucking putting me in this tax situation. So, yeah, that's just kind of how it works in Canada. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need everybody to just chip in to help me out. So we have some jokester in the chat who's saying everyone stop paying him so you won't have to pay any more tax. No, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Okay? And like also what happened is because I made fun of Justin Trudeau, they passed the Take Away Argent's House Act, and because they took away my house because I made fun of them. Now, as I've said in the past, I don't know how much money I owe the Canadian government. I don't know. They don't tell you until the day before it's due. See, it's due tomorrow at 12 a.m. At 12 a.m. It's due by tomorrow at 12 a.m. and they let you know how much you owe tonight at 11:55 p.m. So you have about 5 minutes to look at how much you owe and to send that exact amount of money to them. And the site normally crashes because everybody normally is... everybody's normally trying to do it on that particular day and send in that money on that particular time. So it crashes and you can't pay your taxes. And because of that, I'm going to have to pay penalties, so I'm going to need even more money. So I want you all to open your hearts and your wallets. And there's a link below. Donate to my tax fund. And if you want to support me and allow me to continue making content, because I'm going to have to pay the tax man. See? Oh, who's at the door? Open up, Argent. We know that you're in there. You're going to give us your back income taxes. Oh my god. No! 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 Here! Take some YouTube money. Okay, we'll be back later. Okay, so I managed to pay them off with some YouTube money. But so you guys can like super chat, or you can give me bits and subs. Actually, you can, because I am technically associated on Twitch. But what's really going to help me is if you just send me money in a mail. Just put like 10 grand in an envelope and just send it to me, and that's going to fix the whole problem. So that is the tax situation. I might start a GoFundMe, something to that effect. So, anyways, in order to facilitate this and to encourage people to donate, we're going to play a game that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, that people have been asking for. And I've just been too lazy, to be honest, to do it. But in the words of a great U.S. president, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can play Doki Doki Literature Club. So I've heard this game has driven many people to suicide, and that's what's going to happen if I don't get enough money to fix my tax situation. So let's get started. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. Well, I suffer from both of those. By playing Doki Doki... Does this work with a 360 controller? You agree that you are at least 13 years of age and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. No, it doesn't work with a 360 controller. Bug controller mechanics, TBH. Am I going to have to read this whole thing out? Okay, let me just turn the music off, because if the music's on, then this is going to get copyright struck, because it sucks that you can't use music on anything in YouTube, but it's just the way that it works. Please enter your name. Argent. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since children. Well, that is unexpected. A childhood friend who lives next door. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just works out because you've known each other for so long. Yep. Let's see here. We used to walk around school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. See, this is an interesting inversion of gender stereotypes, because normally it's the girl who wakes the guy up in the morning. I guess the guy might have, like, toast in his mouth, but she's going to chase after me like this. I almost feel better off running away. This guy's beta as fuck. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk, and yet Sayori catch up to me. See, what you have to do is you have to go in, smack her, and tell her to make you an egg on toast. And that's the way you handle the situation. Ha ha. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Argent. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Ooh, that is harsh. He is shutting her down. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. By the way, I don't see anyone donating money. Give me fucking money, you plebs. Let's see here. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. Like, she's not that QT for an anime girl, so I kind of get that. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Argent, have you decided to join on a club to join yet? Yes, I'm joining the Aristocrats of the Soul, which is a book club for Evola. A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? Let's see. I should do voices for this. What voice should I do for myself? I don't know. I could do a Dan Green voice. I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations, where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. No, that's going to be too hard to do. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Wow, this game is really biting in its commentary. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a need in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Well, this game is... I gotta, like, screenshot this for... I gotta screenshot this for the thumbnail. So that's just too great. Okay. I'll think of one. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right. All right. All right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. I don't know. Or I could do a southern accent. Maybe I'll do a Virginia accent. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yes, dearest girl, I promise you that I will try that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree gal? Okay, I'll do my Virginia accent. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind, at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. There you go, I'm going to do that. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. This game is very self-referential, I suppose you could say. Because you see, it is a game that is an anime, but within the game that is the anime, there is an anime club. That is like what them fancy Yankee folk call a simulacrum. It is a simulacrum because it is a simulation inside of a simulation. It is like that movie Inception, but with more cute anime gals. And less French music. Okay, let's see here. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting there and spacing out. So I came in. Okay, someone's asking what voice am I trying to do. I'm doing a, like, old school Virginia, mid-Atlantic accent. Like the one they have in bad Civil War movies. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. That's the, Mokuba voice from... what's it called again? From Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you can come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There is no way that I'm going to your club. Mimi. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. There's some dirty, dirty literature that this girl is interested in. The sort of thing that cannot be mentioned in polite company. I was gonna say mixed company, but there are no women other than Evie, who is the best gal I know, whoever comes on to this. In fact, I am 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Wasn't it? Was it the literature club in Welcome to the HNK? SNK? No, what is it called? NHK? Yeah, was it literature club or was it media club or something? I don't remember. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President, like Stevens. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Natsuki, that sounds like a sexy Japanese anime girl name. I'd like to meet Miss Natsuki, that's for sure. Eh. Don't make promises you can't keep, gal. Robert E. Lee promised that he would defeat the North, and look at what happened to us. We are back under Yankee tyranny. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she is so cunning as to have planned all of this out. She is like the General McClellan in that people think that she is a moron, but in truth she is really a strategic genius and playing the 4D chess. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yay, let's go! And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Oh, here we go. I smell best, girl. Okay, what voice should I do for her? If she's a main character... Oh, I know, I'll do Moonface. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says such nice things about you. Oh, what can I do for her? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Okay, that's gonna hurt my voice too much to do. Oh fuck, there's too many characters. I can't do all of them. Argent, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. It makes me a massive chad to be around this many. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry, missy. How did I do her voice again? Actually, I'll do her the really calm voice. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one that I do not recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year, or she's an older girl who is drawn to be lolly. Either way, I do believe that it is a victory. She is the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets... Oh, sorry. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear and then turns back towards the other gals. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, fuck, I'm getting the voices mixed up. Oh, this is going to be hard. Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Why does she look like she's either in, like, in the bath or in a state of, like, extreme arousal? I don't know, I guess it's an anime game. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears more comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to be meeting both of you lasses. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? Who is she different? They look like the same person. Like, what's up with that? This is very, very weird. I'll just use the same voice for her. That's right. It's great to see you again, Argent. Monica smiles sweetly, thrusting out her chest and shoving back her behind in order to make desperate needs like this game even more. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Or she normally would be, but since this is a dating sim, despite the fact that my character has no personality and is mediocrely looking, all the women will be throwing themselves at me. Not everyone could be as much of a Chad as you from Persona 4, but I shall do my best. So her smile at me just so genuinely feels a little... you too, Monica. Come sit down, Argent. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. Oh boy, decisions. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, got a little too excited. I'm getting a little too excited. I'm going to go with Yuri being best girl for now. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsui and Yuri walk around to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Excited bringing out the cupcakes. We need a description to talk about that. Okay, I'm going to lay off the voice for it's kind of hurting my throat. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh, wow. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen fluffy white cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. What about eyes? Do these cats just not have eyes? So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Cupcakes really aren't that hard. You just get like a pre-made mix and mix it and then put it in a pan. It's one of the easiest things to bake. Well, you know... Just hurry and take one. Oh, she's tsundere as fuck. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Wow, that's necessary. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like, oh yep, she's being tsundere. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for you. No, you dummy. This is like the lowest tier tsundere I've ever seen. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Okay, this dude is a massive Chad. He has like 4 beautiful women serving him tea and cupcakes. Like that is woke. That is woke with a capital W. Okay. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. How long is this game? Well, let me just take a look at this. I'm kind of worried if this is like 20 hours long. I wonder if this is as long as Tsukihime. Let's see here. Oh, okay, this isn't very long at all. Okay, this is only 4 hours long. Okay, so that means I can actually get through this. It's just, for this, my voice is going to get tired after about an hour to an hour and a half, so I'll have to do this in parts. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Okay, but that's like the most awesome... That's like what a patrician does, is drinks tea and reads. I'm glad. Something to keep in mind is a lot of history's biggest chads, like Napoleon or Bolivar or Caesar, were also very scholarly. Like, they really loved books. Napoleon, like, was a voracious reader. He read, I think, a couple books a week on average. He really enjoyed it. It's part of being a gentleman and a soldier and a scholar. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? Let me see, what is Tsukihime's time to beat? I'm curious. Oh, okay, Tsukihime's way longer. Tsukihime is like 48 hours compared to this. Okay, so that's fine. You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Yeah, because women should stay out of politics. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for the events. They should join the Tankery Club. That's a traditional Japanese female activity. I much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement, but I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all their effort into start something brand new. Is that a double entendre? Maybe. I don't know. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Oh, this sounds like literally the best club ever. I mean, cute girls make you tea. You read like quality literature. Like, this sounds awesome. Where were these clubs when I was in school? That's what I want to know. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really glow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Be an aristocrat of a soul, you fucking cuck. Considering how little I've read in the past years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. It's Natsuki's turn to perk up. It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri chases the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Okay, hot. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Okay, hot. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. What's the term again for someone like the ice and sugar? Is that durdure? Durdure or something like that? The ice and sweet one? But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Well, this is really postmodern. We are self-referencing the game here. Because this game is very deep and psychological as well. Kudere. Okay, Kudere is it. Let's see here. Isn't it amazing how the writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Okay, she's best girl. Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Okay, definitely best girl. Horror is like the main type of fiction I read. I like Dean Koontz a lot. I like just kind of all sorts of horror. I guess as far as fiction goes, I normally will read either horror or young adult post-apocalyptic stuff. Just because I find it cheesy but kind of awesome. Like cheesy but fun in a shitty way. And just a lot of like horror and that kind of thing. Sometimes like kind of some thrillers. Let's see here. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I know, that's why she's awesome. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. So is she like a female autist? Is that what we're getting at here? Because if we are, then that's... Female autism is really weird. It's very uncommon. And men like to think that it would be hot, but it's really like weird and creepy if you meet a girl with autism. To be TBQH. Okay, let's see here. I hate horror. Well, fuck you, Natsuki. Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a minute. Never mind. That's right. You like to write about cute things, don't you? What? What gives you that idea? That you're lolly? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were writing on a poem called Don't Say That Out Loud and Give Me That Back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything about you is just as cute as you are. Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. Oh, we're getting into the orgy part of this game. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I'm going to say this. I always really hate lolly. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. Okay. I don't think I have to worry about that for a while. This session, maybe. What was I thinking of again? Natsuki, write your own poems. I always really hated lolly. I never got it. I never got how men are attracted to underdeveloped women. It's just kind of creepy and disturbing to me. But that's just me. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Let's see here. Actually, it probably isn't an issue because my Windows name is not my actual real name, so I should probably be fine once we get to that part. Let's see here. Why don't you share them sometime? No. I mean, I don't know. I like boobs. I'm sorry. I'm not a it's just whatever. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. What the fuck does that even mean? That's what I want to know. I don't know what it means. It's just some random nonsense, I guess. Let me just see here. I'm just checking my email. Okay, good. I don't have any email. Writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing. Okay, so on this subject, sorry, I'm just going into a side note. There's an Evangelion fanfic I've really been wanting to write for a while. I just want to pull the chat. Does anyone think I should write it? Because I've always wanted to try writing a fanfic to see if I could do a better job than most people. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Let's see here. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Ah, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki looked quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet. Okay. Is basically writing a Roman with preset characters. Okay, I might try it. It's the thing is I just have to make sure my OC isn't a Sue or too much of a Sue, which is always a challenge. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Um yes, let's do it. Plus now we have a new member. I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of a club. I'd like to strengthen my bond. Well, at least with these three. She's too young. Isn't that right, Argent? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on there, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. My favorite Eva fanfic, I'd say the best one is Advice and Trust. I think that's what it's called. Advice and Trust is my favorite one. I also really liked. It's one of like the most twisted, like psychologically damaging ones ever. Scar Tissue was pretty good. Let me just see here. Yes, Scar Tissue is really good. It's too bad the guy never continued Nephilim Complex because that one was really good. I really like Nephilim Complex. Let me just look at my fanfic account and see what I have here. Favorite stories. Category. Let's see. Where's Evangelion? There we go. Yeah, Advice and Trust. Scar Tissue. Let me see here. Yeah, the second try is not bad. I think Child of Eva, Genocide is pretty good. Empathy is another one that the author abandoned, unfortunately. Spawn of Adam's really good. I think Two of Us was pretty good. The issue with a lot of these is they just never. A lot of people just never finish them. Like they'll write like this massively long thing. Yeah, I'm so sad Nephilim Complex was never finished because that was a really legitimately like weird and fascinating one. I hate when people abandon them, but it is what it is, I suppose. Okay. Now that we've come back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. What is some of my other favorite ones? Other favorite fanfics. Let me just go back. It's great content. Um, Our Blades Are Sharp is a really good Game of Thrones one. That's Sansa and not Ramsay Bolton, but Dominic Bolton. That was kind of cool. Let's see here. My Sweetest Poison is a really good Resident Evil one. Um, Naughty Ponies is. Oh wait, no, that's I wasn't supposed to read that one. A Different Scroll's really good. Let's see here. Oh, Sasuke versus Naruto: The Aftermath was really good. There's a couple really good. Oh, what is it called again? Brothers, Sisters, Lovers, Friends. I think it's called, which is a good Evangelion. Sorry, it is a good Game of Thrones one. And I forget what the other one was. Game of Thrones one that was really good. Fire Emblem ones tend to not be very good in general, just because I guess there isn't as enough to work with. Let's see, what else do we have? There's some good Star Wars ones. What was I thinking about? Um, Luke Vader Chronicles is really good. CIS Commandos was good, but then the writer became an SJW, and that just really fucked it up. Let me see, what else do we have here? Yeah, Different Scrolls really good. I'm just going through this. Sister Golden Hair is pretty good. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think there was some good Zelda ones. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, A Song of Ice and Fire is good. There's a couple ones where there's a couple crack pairings I kind of like. One of the crack pairings is I like Cersei and Ned, which is pretty good. I also like Sansa and Jaime, which I think are both good. Don't worry, we'll get back to the game in a minute. I'm just going through this. Two of Us is good. Courage and Strength. Yeah, there's some where they don't really make, or people haven't really written too many of them. Uh, I like Naruto ones a lot because they fix a lot of the issues with canon. There's some decent Harry Potter ones. Walking the Path of Pain is really good, but they abandoned it. Let's see here. Um, Thanks to a Snake is pretty good. Partners is good. Anyways, I'm just going through some of my favorites. What was this again? There's a really good Zelda one, Hero of the Wolves. Anyways, Siri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Argent, I'm defenseless against these girls. Yeah, because you're a Chad. How am I supposed to make a clear headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I have to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Yeah. Well, you can be a scholarly poet. Is it real or is it a meme? No, Naughty Ponies is a joke. I'd never read that shit. It's my character. The character I play is kind of the Death to Normies Party guys that I'm obsessed with ponies and 2D women. It's a character. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Siori wraps her hands around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. I don't want to do homework. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting that we can all share. Am I alone in like hating haikus? Haikus are just so lame. Anyways, let's see here. Monica looks over at me once more. Arjun, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? This is a dating sim, so yeah. Let's see here. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Arjun, since we're already late, do you want to walk home together? Oh, that's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stays after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Yuri's way better looking, though. I don't know. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? If you are, if you're heterosexual, you would be. Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. This is kind of weird that he's actually expressing attraction to them. One of my biggest issues with a lot of anime protagonists, um, my issue with a lot of anime is they're surrounded by like absurdly hot women who are flirting with them, and they're just like completely indifferent to it, or they're like they get like upset about it. It's really weird. All right. I just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, so Yuri likes edgy shit, right? Um, so I'm guessing. Uh, Let me look up a guide for this. I'm gonna save in case I fuck this up. Okay, so yeah, entropy. Let's see here. Really, fantasy isn't one of her favorite words. Interesting. Special. Friends jump, headphones joy, fireworks, playground. Yep. Okay. Tears. Lust in the time of heartache. Let's see here. Pleasure. Apparently that's the one she likes. She's edgy. Let's see here. Forgive. Contamination. Let's see. Frightening? Yes. Disoriented. Covet. Climax. Wrath. Unending. Universe. Uncontrollable. Massacre. Scars isn't one of them. Interesting. Captive. Yep. Depression. I like how no, actually, depression isn't one of her favorite words. Interesting. Vitality. Anime, ambient. Let's Let's see. Secretive. Does she like pain? No, she doesn't like pain, actually. Interesting. Explode. Explode. Childhood. Dark. It's weird that dark isn't one of them. Defeat. Graveyard. Okay. Despise. There we go. Look at a list. Isn't there mods for this game? Hi, Argent. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everybody's already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Argent. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making your dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops her seat back down in her seat. Don't worry, guys. Argent always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. And okay. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Well, given this is a Japanese game, you probably are stealing her panties and selling them in vending machines. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your home on fire once. Yep, the clumsy childhood friend. Classic. Is that so? Sorry, that was disturbing. I apologize for that. Let's see here. What was I looking at? Oh, okay. It didn't pop up, but Jan donated $2 and said this was my anime-free safe space channel. Damn you, vile beggar! You ruined it. Okay, sorry that didn't pop up for some reason. And that donation was from Jan. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate it. That's going to go right to the bills. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be just a little jealous. How come you and Arjun could be such good friends too? Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. That's what you want a woman to say to you. Mm-hmm. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. All right, well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This dude is a massive, massive Chad. Like, gotta pay my respects to him for that. Discuss if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Because she's hot. Girls who are that attractive just are naturally that cute. Oops. She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take a book. Pew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. Oh, okay. I just got a large donation from Mitch L. Arjun, I'm sending you this on the first day of the Great Lent. I hope God strengthens your faith during this time and your situation improve. God bless you from the Orthodox Church. Thank you very much, Mitch. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Um, Thank you very much. I really need that money to is are the notifications working, by the way, just because I'm not really watching the stream. So let me know if they're not, and I'll do something later. See, schedule activities in the club, but that doesn't mean care. Siori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I don't want to distract her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of her of the cover of her book. It's the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that look only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Why is she apologizing? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Well, I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Oh, she's Suderde as fuck. No, actually, she's not Suderde. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have two copies of the same book? Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. Yeah, she's interested in you. I mean, that's obviously the reason. Why? Oh, is the book he's reading literally an advertisement for the next game? Because if it is, that would be hilarious. Okay, I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyways? Well, Yuri closes her eyes and closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. There's an ominous-looking symbol on the front cover. All right, I just wanted to make sure I don't actually accidentally give anything away when she obviously just hasn't read it before. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she desperately needs to choose who to trust. This sounds like the kind of book I'd like, actually. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark term came out of nowhere. Ah ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. You're not a fan of that sort of thing, Arjun? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. I totally forget that Yuri is into those things. Well, they're awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I like to read. So, she's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Okay. Let's see here. It's just those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought about you related to the protagonist. They're made out to be the naive ones for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling again, aren't I? Oh, she hates that whole, like, that lame trope. We can't kill him or we'll be just like him. Oh, she is best girl. I hate that. It's so insufferable. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So sorry if I end up saying something strange. You can say strange shit to me as much as you want, Yuri. It's okay with me. Let's see here. So sorry if I end up saying anything strange, and please stop at me if I'm talking too much. I don't really think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. I'm gonna end this after we get through this scene. It's starting to hurt my throat. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, is it fine if I sit here? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. This dude is smooth. Yeah, are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. Oh, you'll get used to it soon enough. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. A long time ago, in an anime story far, far away. Oh, wrong series. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Spoiler alert, her boobs are touching him. Let's see here. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It's like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Ah ha ha ha. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn a page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it slips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting. It's almost as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and that she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me, yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought bite, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she always second guesses all of the things she says and what she does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see in your head or anything, but that kind of is reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent a moment, but Argent, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I don't mean to be in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't No, you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant more it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? I everyone okay everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? That's awesome. That's fucking woke. I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? Let's see here. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first chapters on your own time. All right, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left on the book and then slip into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I can't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Siori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Siori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Tsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Okay, who should I show my poem to first? Well, I'm doing a Yuri run, so I'll go with Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I start with her. I can trust her to be fair. Okay, let's see here. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her own face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. Why does she have to make an excuse? I don't get it. Maybe she's just kind of weird. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the real reason I was able to tell. Let's see here. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and then form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her statement is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Oh, this is nice. This is like the sweetest video game ever made. Something like that. It's also hope that everyone else in the club gives you favorable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Yeah, 'cause she's a bitch. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri shares dreamily as if this is a rare opportunity for her. I guess the other girls must just be like really mean to her, and that's why she's so excited about me reading it. Which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the ember glow bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining starlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green line of the future. Back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Okay. What? I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems, not at all. I'm glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. I love how that's mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? The story isn't about a ghost at all, Argent. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you only did glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Let's see. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Oh, that's Yuri is really edgy, which is cool, I guess. Um, Soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I probably learned a thing or two from you. You think so? Yes, of course. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Arjun. Me too. Okay, so I think that's a good place to stop. We will continue on with this later. My voice is just getting super tired. So God bless everyone. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.